Gina de here, you have to go me home. Why? A back here, Toria. Na church. The one with us. Gina de here. Fan. Get on our church. Where we see you now. The one with us. We start everything in our. We are good for now. Come from this, we are cause fan. Don't worry, I want to see because of fan on Oka. Chineke Apollo. Chineke Apollo for entering the church.
But then come from this because
okay. Come on, them dog again a month. Na Anglican Church I didn't know the label. I want my dear jello. Well, all these selling fans because I have total number of 9.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance. Good evening, viewers. This is BVI Channel 1. I am Asu Channel Peters, and you're welcome on today's program, GGM Hour. It's our pleasure to have you back live on the program again, where we unite the people for good governance. And today we are looking at another victim of bad governance. And you all know that bad governance happens to every one of us, especially if you are from Nigeria. Nigeria, in one way or the other, you've heard me say that, will happen to you because Nigeria had been embellished with bad governance, especially in this dispensation that is not machine break. Today we are looking at a young man who was caught in the act of stealing. And some people say he stole from God. Very unfortunate. So today we are going to review his case, who you're going to blame for his act. Is it the government or the young man? Don't forget that today we are going to be opening the lines immediately after the video, after you've watched it and hear it for yourself. Then we will analyze how this thing is happening to every one of us and how you are a victim. Because when we think about good governance, people thought it's all about talking politics and all of that, talking elections and all that. No, it's about you, how you sleep even with your wife, how you relate with your children, how you interact in your community. In fact, everything about you boils around good governance, even how you worship in your religious practice. We are going to review all of that tonight. And we as a people, forming a large community of conscious ambassadors for good governance, will be able to unite and fight bad governance because we are all victims of it. Let us quickly take a look at that. When we come back, you will make use of the lines to call if you want to call and let your voice be heard. You use the line +2 348 1045 455 to make your submission. Or you drop it on the comment section and we will acknowledge it and read it. And don't forget, we only acknowledge and read comments that relate to the topic under review. And we are doing this in order to give the people a voice and to form opinion to better our society. We are streaming this live on our various social media platforms, on Facebook, on our page on Facebook. We are live right now. We're also streaming live on our Instagram platform and also on our backup YouTube channel, BVI Channel 1 Plus. So if you are not following us there, please do. And also we are expanding on TikTok. We need you more of you to just click on the follow button on TikTok so that we'll open up the stream for live on TikTok and reach out to more people out there. It's about spreading the gospel for good governance to free the people from the principalities and powers and the demons we see living in government houses, making the lives of the people miserable. Let us get on to it. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
Gịnị dị ya nke wepụtara gwa m ihe ọgụ waya ebe ka ị tọrọ ya na chọọchị ewepụtasị gịnị dị ya fan ka ị tọrọ na chọọchị wee bịa kọsịa ya na ewepụta wee sitasị everything dị n'akpa tụgharịgodo fan ahụ ka m fụ ntụ isiri bịa kọsị fan tọnụgharịa ya ka ịfụ ntụ isi bịa kọsị fan ụlọ ụka Chineke ya kpọghị ọkụ for entering the church.
Buru ya ka m fụ ntụ isi bịa kọsịa ya.
Okay. Come on.
Mgbe ị na-abịa kọsị fan a na chọọchị na-ebe akwa. Bụ stebe.
This boy will wicked soul. You to lead on your heel.
Hey, shut up!
How many fans came to run at the church? 9 ceiling fans. Careful on him up. Where put there? Wire generator church. Them dog again a month. That about getting a date. Today about 5th day of November.
No, my sister.
That 5th day of November 2024. Na Anglican Church I did not label. And one my dear jello. Where all these ceiling fans because here a total number of 9 plus here wire churches. You walk out for again. Upon the Kuzu, we can't be fetch good number. On your bell. No, why is it the Bezia tall fan na church Nabani yesterday?
Hey, will you shut up and tell me through? Can't keep in my hand and make it. Or Mado Kraga, on Econo the web, the so also again. Be an Church of Jesus Christ, the cattle be Tokocha fan and a wine in it, and they feel on a Chuku Yamudegi. I found King Ben as reporting from Okija Central Vigilante, the squadron leader.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance. We have just seen it. Who are you going to blame? Is it the young man or the government? And I want to say this as a disclaimer. This program is not to justify any criminal actions by anyone. But we're looking beyond the surface to tackle the root cause. Because what you're seeing right now is a typical example of what is now happening everywhere. We hear of unthinkable things people do because of the hardship they are facing. There is no justification to anyone for anyone to go and, choose this kind of activity as an alternative to survive hardship. Because everyone, including the victims of your actions, are also victims of the same hardship. So why would you go to vandalize people's properties? Why would you go after other people's investment to steal from them, to vandalize it, and put that person in double problem they are already facing just because you want to survive? I understand the fact that the principle of what is happening in Nigeria today and the law that applies is eat or get eaten. So it is the law of the jungle, because that is what government have made Nigeria to become. Since the government became a predator and the people became their prey, what else do you expect? What else do you expect the average survivor, because here in Nigeria we are not citizens, or we are not living in Nigeria, but we are just mere subjects who are surviving excruciating hardship from bad governance. This young man in question went to church, and I heard from their conversation that he is the youth leader, perhaps of the church, going through hell, perhaps of hardship. Only God knows if he had consulted with the church for help and none came forward. Maybe, I'm not saying that is the case. But how many have the church provided for him as a succor? But I'm not here to blame the church. It's not my business to blame the church. Our own is to tackle the bad governance in government house. Especially if we are bringing it back home to the southeast, for instance, in Anambra State where it happened. I remember the time when we were campaigning and creating awareness for the new dispensation that saw Soludo became the governor of Anambra State. We made it clear on our radio programs that whoever that takes up the mantle of governorship in Anambra State as at that time should set up business park in different senatorial zones in Anambra State. Mechanical village, computer village, farm settlements in 3 zones of Anambra State, that Anambra North, Anambra Central, and Anambra South. If that happened, I can bet you that with the excruciating hardship the regime in Abuja have imposed on Nigerians, today a lot of people would find an alternative because our people are not prone to crime. Let me quickly take this call. Hello, you are the first caller for tonight. Your name and where you're calling from. You're welcome on GGM Hour. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good evening, Chinedu.
Good evening to you.
My name is Madu.
Madu, go ahead. Where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm not aware that you're on air having a program.
Yeah, we are live every
I'm
evening.
from Lagos.
All right.
Hello?
Yes, we are live. We are live on air.
Oh, wow. I didn't know. Okay, may I know what are you talking about?
We are talking about the victims of bad governance as we are experiencing in Nigeria today. How is bad governance affecting and impacting you? Are you a victim of what is happening in Nigeria today?
Well, of course, everybody is impacted negatively. I mean, with the spiraling inflation, something you used to buy 10 naira yesterday, today you're now having to pay maybe 15 naira for it. It's madness. And the most painful part, excuse me, is that the leadership in question, the person that we call our leader, has no credentials to be there in the first place. And he was a former governor of Lagos State, collecting pension, still collecting at the federal level. I mean, you could see all manner of lack of accountability, no empathy, no plan, even in the first place. How he got there while still trying to come to terms with it. Okay? But some pundits may be saying with the coming on of the new president in the US, maybe things might not be easy for these African stooges. All right? So that may just be a glimmer of hope. Otherwise, it's impacting everyone painfully negatively.
Okay, now
housing,
Okay, and now how do the people come together to mitigate again? Because we are in it already. For instance, what we are showing the people today is the guy that went to a church and stole properties belonging to the church.
Okay.
He stole the properties belonging to the church, and he was caught by vigilantes who, paraded him and all of that. Now, we are now looking at this guy. If he had had an alternative, because I have the belief that if people are given an alternative for survival, they will think less of crime. So the guy that was being paraded.
If someone wants to steal food, you can understand that, okay, he wants to satisfy hunger. But going to steal church property, well, that might be the trace of a criminal has always been in him, whether the economy is good or not. That one is a thief.
That one is a thief. Ab initio.
Yes. But if someone steals
to eat,
human beings understand that, okay, he went to steal a piece of yam or someone's food. We can mean that, okay, this guy is hungry, that hunger drove him. That desire to quench hunger, drive him to steal food. He will easily be forgiven if he cries out. But someone who stole church property, it's premeditated, as far as I'm concerned. So that one does not really have much to do with the economy. Even when the economy was good, crime still occurs.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in my opinion. So on the second instance about crime rate, of course, in Lagos, I myself was a victim. This one happened to me on the 1st of September. I can't forget. A daredevil thief came into my house while I was fast asleep. I took this cold medication. So it knocked me out. I slept off in the parlor. He came in, took all my phones and my laptop, company laptop for that matter. Right? So probably he stumbled upon me that somebody's in the parlor, and then in a jiffy, he just quickly took the laptop, left the charger, took my bag, emptied the contents of the bag, my ID card, my ATM card, and absconded. Okay, so crime is, in fact, that opened my eyes to the severity of how bad
things have become.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you've really poured out your mind there, and that's a very direct experience you've got there. Very sorry about that. I keep telling people that we are all victims of bad governance. We must unite to propagate this gospel, because when people behave, I don't care, especially
keep up to the why church. Chadi no label. I want my dear jail. All these selling fans, you can see a total number of 9